I'm going to be looking for a deal on eBay. Come along with me, and let's see if we can find one. Up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, comic book community. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics with my neighbor doing construction next door. I don't know if you can hear that, but in the meantime, follow us on the socials. Instagram, Bronzeville_comics. I'm on Whatnot at Bronzeville_comics. I do sales most every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And on August 29th, I'll be doing a big Marvel Silver and Bronze sale. We got a bunch of different titles. I got Hulk and Cap and maybe some X-Men, Spidey, Daredevil, a few things, FF, some surprises. So follow along. Give us a follow on Whatnot. Bookmark the show. And also if you follow on Instagram, I do video previews of the show. And there's a link in the description below that if you haven't used Whatnot yet and you sign up through that link, you get $10 off on your first Whatnot purchase. Doesn't even have to be with me. Also, my eBay store is in the description below. So I like to search out for deals on eBay, and I'm looking for deals. I'm not looking for just, a book. I want a deal, and sometimes there are deals to be had. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm just going to jump on eBay and see if we can find a deal that I can grab. And you'll see the process that I use, and there are a lot of eyes on these books sometimes, so they go pretty quickly. I've been too slow in the past. I missed out on a Giant Size X-Men #1 for less than $100, and a Marvel Spotlight 4 for also an insanely cheap price because I wasn't ready to commit my mind to the fact that this was real. So that's part of the thing. You got to scope it out, make sure it is the book that you want, the condition looks reasonable, and that you're getting it for a good price. So let's hop on eBay. Okay, so I'm on eBay, and I also have cover price open so we can check the FMV of some of the books. And you can see down here, these are books that I've looked at recently, but that's not what I'm really searching for. So we're going to start shop by category, and we're going to go to collectibles and art. And then we're going to go down to collectibles, and we're going to go to blah, 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 comic books, manga, and memorabilia, and that'll be a good place to start. Now, I don't want to look at everything. I want to kind of filter stuff out. So what I do is sometimes I do more filters than this, but for a simple search, because sometimes you can get a deal on a lot of books, I'm just going to sort by price. And I'm going to look for books that are $20 or more. That filters out a lot of stuff. You can go a little bit higher if you want, but sometimes you get stuff for like that 20 to 30 range. And then I'm going to look at buy it now, because finding an auction that's about to end is an entirely different process. And we're going to go to newly listed. So these are all newly listed, and I want this to... I want to see a list view. Will that work? There we go. Marvel Superheroes Incredible Hulk lot. Yeah, those are the reprints. I'll take a pass on that. And so you're just going to scroll down till you find something. And I'm not going to go into each of these things. New Teen Titans, Brave and the Bold 60. That looks 120 looks a little hefty for that. It would have to be in pretty good condition. Now here, 100% feedback, positive feedback for the seller. 3,000 is a fairly large number of positive feedback. Sometimes you have a lot better success. This is a book that I do want, but I'm afraid that this price. So Brave and the Bold 60. Brave, Bold 60. Oops, need a space there. I don't need the and there, it'll figure it out. So book looked to be in mid-grade Yeah, I'm usually looking to double up my money, but look at this. I might have found something already. Goods go for about $130. If this book is like a 5.5, just sold for $384, and so did a 7.5. Let's look at the sales data a little more closely, because this is also a good look at cover price. I want slabbed data. So let's look at the last stuff that's sold in the last year. 5.5s for a 384 and 136. That's a big differential there. January 260, a 4.5 in 214. I probably would want this book to be, I'm saying at least a 6. Let's take a look now we take a closer look at the book and see if it's at least a 6. Looks clean. There is some wear there, but the spine looks reasonable for that price. Not a lot of pictures, just a couple of the front, one of the back. Let's look at the description. Item sold as is. Where's the description? Bagged and board, issue complete and intact as pictured. So there's not a lot of information. Grade 3.0, good, very good. Do we think that this is better than a good, very good? I'm not seeing any, and again, the pictures aren't great. Although what's interesting about this to me, you got the little thing here, is that and there's something there, is that this is a book that I actually want in my collection. What is intriguing me is the fact that this spine is really nice. For what it is. It's not the spine of a 3. I'm wondering what's causing them to downgrade it to that degree. And this is where, if somebody's tight on their grading, and so let's say it is a 3.0. In that condition, raw 3s to 4s, well, even raw 2.5s sell like about 80. It's a little bit more. This is tempting. This is really tempting. It is the first appearance of Wonder Girl as her own character. It doesn't sell a lot. 5 went earlier this year for 260, and that's a double up. And a 4.5 for 214. A 3.5 for 118. So the question is this better than pictured? And I'm a little hesitant only because there are only 4 pictures. It's tempting. It's tempting, this particular book. I mean, I'm looking at it. There's something up at the top here that has me a little concerned. And there's something here. I don't know if we saw that from the front. And that looks okay there. You can't tell from that side. I definitely think this, unless there's a problem with one of the staples. They didn't show the centerfold, which is interesting. I'm going to show interior pages. Why not the centerfold? That might be, I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep that in mind. So I'm going to refresh this page in case something new pops up. Because, again, I'm looking for a deal. Richie Rich Gems number 34 for $12,500. That does not look like a deal. That what is with people? I don't understand. Shazam 1, I have a ton of those. Again, I'm looking for something more in the, and I actually absolutely ignore at this point. Ooh, this I have. I'm wondering if this is from the same seller. Yes, it is. Bottom right corner, chipped off inside pages is pictured. Okay. So let's take a look at the pictures just out of curiosity. I would be more, so that, the front cover looks okay. Again, I don't see any major stains or creases. And the spine wear is minimal. There you see something there, and hopefully another picture. There's something there, and the spine is a little discolored. Can't tell if that's dirt or what. Again, they don't show this in detail unless it's in the next picture. Yeah, it's very blurry. That could be something that we could work with. So, they have this as a VG. They'd probably have it as what, a 1.5 fair to good. That would not be one that I would consider, only because I already have it. Let's see if there's anything. Tomb of Dracula 14. That's not his second appearance. I think that's his third. I don't know if it comes in as a key. Even so, it's not, yeah, not a book that is, second appearance might be something worth looking at. So let's see if we can find something maybe a little spicier. Oh, look, Richie Rich and Casper Friendly goes 37 for 12,500. What the flip? I want to see who that seller is, just because, I mean, Hoopo 21. Yeah, doesn't say much. Anyway, that's not a book I'm considering. I am considering that Titans book, that Wonder Girl book. I think that might be a good deal. Oh, we do have a bunch of new listings. So, scrolling down, this is page 2, which is mostly stuff we've already seen. Because what happens as new listings come up, we do see everything gets pushed down a little bit. Okay, so that looks like the best bet. I mean, I think that's, so this is really a 3-part process where, you know, you look at you buy the book, and the second part is you get the book in hand and inspect it for the possibility of getting it graded. And I think even, you know, that book even in lower grade is worth getting graded. First Crime Syndicate, that's a book I have. I'll take a quick look at that one. It looks same seller. They seem to be very tight on their grading based on that. Even that. Oh, wow, this is a nice copy. Again, no creasing, very minimal wear. I don't know what's going on there. Their close-ups are a little wonky. A 2.5, that is better than a 2.5. So what I'm seeing is this seller who's throwing a lot of stuff up there, a lot of good Silver Age DC stuff, which is my wheelhouse. I'm still going to consider the Titans over this book because I do have a couple of copies of that. Let's go another page out, and then we'll go back to page 1 because that'll kind of repeat itself. I'm not into like newer books unless there's really a deal because those are much easier to find. Again, graded books I would avoid. So I'm thinking due to the tightness of the grading, I think it grades out better than a 3. That Teen Titans book, that first Wonder Girl, I think that is the best bet. It's not First Flintstones. Those funny books are often worth taking a peek at because people usually don't know what they have. But nobody's buying Jetsons 22 for $100, I don't think. I'm not even going to look at the pricing on that. Okay, let's go back to page 1 to see what just jumped on here. And well, that's an interesting book, but that's the cameo. That's not the big book. Let's just take a quick look at the, it looks like that would have to be like in the 9s, low grade, yeah, forget it. Hope Magazine, Archie stuff. Nick Fury #1. That's a little pricey for a 7.5, let's say. And ICK Fury 1. Like a graded 7.5 is under 200 bucks, so that is not a good price for that. I think the best bet, that's more money than I'm willing to spend. 5.0, no, that's not worth it. That would have to be like at least an 8. Love the dude who's trying to sell those Richie Riches for $12,500. So anyway, I think this is our best bet. Let's see if the listing's still there. Because I think the grading's tight. This book looks better. I mean, even if it's a 5, I think that's a really good price. So I'm gonna buy this, and I'm gonna turn off this part of the video because as I go through my payment information, don't need to show that. So I'm just gonna buy this book, and it's a book I want anyway. So I think that's even if it's a 3.0, it's a fair price, but I think it's a good chance at a really good deal. Because $240, let's see, Brave and Bold 60. For it to be kind of, I look for a double up, even, you know, including grading fees and shipping and stuff. A double up from their price of $120 is $240, and a slab $240. I mean, a 5.5 sold for proof out of 5 is a double up. You know, I don't think it's a 7. And these are very old prices. So yeah, I think a 5 to 5.5 is a reasonable expectation on that book. So I'll follow up on this when I get the book in hand and unbox it, and then when I get it back from CGC, which will probably be in about 5 years. So I bought that Teen Titans book, the first appearance of Wonder Girl, and again, I'm searching for DC keys. I think that's I think it was a good deal. The other bonus was the shipping was free. So I paid about $10 in tax. I still think if it comes back as a 5, it's a real nice double up on my investment. So I will update you again when I get the book in hand. We'll unbox it, take a look at it, and I'll give an approximate grade to it in terms of what I think I have in hand. And it's not going to be a loss by any means. And then the third part is getting it back from CGC and seeing the fair market value, although not too many slabs have sold of that recently, but definitely anything in the 4 to 5 ranges in the $150 to $200 range. So it's a slabable book. And by looking at the seller's other listings, I saw that his grading I thought was pretty tight. That the pictures seemed to indicate the books were in a little bit higher grade than what he had listed, which is something you like from a seller. So I think, did I get a deal? Let me know what you think in the comments below. In the meantime, take a look at a couple of my other videos. And until next time, this is Jim saying, enjoy your comics.